Muggy. 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 That's pretty funny. You know who, right? This guy is making me famous, and I don't know if he knows it or not. Probably doesn't. He's got, when you look on somebody's channel, and half of them, the shit that he's uploaded, have my name on it. Like like I said, I mean, I don't know what I did to this guy. I just think, and I don't want to get into this too much, because remember, I don't want to waste my video space or time with you guys talking about Mr. You-know-who has-been over here. When I thought about it, because I was explaining this to my daughter, she was like, oh, Dad, there's guys like that all they want to do is try to hate, or sometimes even YouTube pays these guys to just kind of cause controversy, stir up shit. Maybe it's good for ratings, I don't know. I don't got time for all that. But anyway, the two things I think, mainly what really irked him, is that I gave shout-outs to guys that he thinks, and I talk to these guys, and, you know, quite to the contrary, they're like, no, he had nothing to do with, we didn't learn that. I mean, not that we didn't learn anything, but he wasn't the one that taught us. But like I said, he didn't like the fact that I was giving shout-outs to guys that he felt he either had a part in, or he actually said most of the guys that I was giving shout-outs to are guys that learned from him. So I think he felt that since he's been around, that he got butthurt because I didn't mention his name. And if you look at some of my older videos, I always gave shout-outs to Mr. You-know-who. I mean, I didn't give shout-outs, but I told, you know, I might have given shout-outs, but I'm not sure. Some of the videos, like I said, might have been deleted. But I know in the past, because I learned a lot from this guy. So when he started all this, that's why I was like, really? This guy's coming at me like this? Okay. I ain't having that shit. I mean, he just, and little did he think that he, you know, I'm the guy that he messed with before, the Jam Reeser one. And if you guys know anything about You-know-who, his history, you know, he's not messing with, I'm no redneck, sticks in the, hick in the stick country boy here. I'm a city guy, okay? And I'm like educated, I like to think, and I'm not, you know, rocket scientist here, but, you know, I've been around, and like he was messing with somebody that didn't know what the hell they're doing. I don't see anything, but he takes little punches at me here and there on some of his videos. But he hasn't really came at me because this guy knows. I'm no freaking knucklehead. I know what the hell I'm doing. I learned from him. But that'd be like if you were a good teacher and you taught somebody well, and then you went after your student, maybe to test your student, say, but what are you really proving? You know, your student, I'm sure he did his homework, and if he's a good student, then what argument do you have with him? None, really. I mean, like I said, anyway, that's a whole other thing, but I think it's funny when I look at some of his videos, and I look at the title of it, and it's got Muggy on it. It says my name. He's making videos, but he's making me famous. I'm cool, whatever. I mean, like I said, I don't care about all that. That's just a bunch of bullshit and stuff that I don't have time for. So anyway, welcome to another segment in the Nitro Cave with the Maniac, Muggy Maniac, sick in the head, huge sick in the head Nitro guy. So I'm going to update you on a couple things. We're going to touch on a couple things. So, you know, which is my goal is to, you know, to emulate, educate, and also, you know, to help people out. Now, we're going to get into this troubleshooting thing here soon, but I don't think we're not done with the maintaining stuff, and we're not done by far with the, well, not by far, but we're getting close. We're not done with the tuning deal, okay? Because tuning your motor is a lot than, you know, we've mostly talked about recently plugs, spark plugs, needles, you know, glow plugs. One of the guys asked me, on an Novarossi 28.8, you want to use a C6G, I believe it is. Okay, those are the ones that are standard in the 28.8s. Whether you mod it, you keep it stock, it doesn't matter. By the way, I wrote down some stuff because I forget and try to keep in my head. You know, shout outs to, you know, my brothers out there, you know who you are, all you newbies. You know, Wikipedia, we talk almost daily now. It's kind of cool. You know, another off or behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it, nitro relationship. I mean, I talked to this guy last time. We talked for like an hour or something. We talked for a while. You know, but the guy's just really passionate about, he's like me, man. I can just get that Traxxas shit out of his head, he'll be okay. So, but anyway, it's the Novarossi. Here it is. You guys see that? Focus, focus. C6G. This is the standard Novarossi plugs, I think, that come with them. But see, with the Novarossi turbo plugs, you don't really ever need to change it. I use the same one for so long that I don't think I changed my stock one that I have in the muggy here after like maybe 2 gallons. So the plug that I got the motor with and broke it in and everything, usually you want to change those, okay? Don't get this twisted. I don't want to confuse anybody. It's better to change it. But sometimes depending on how, some people run a really, really, really thick-ass break-in, like John, I mean, where your shit's just, like, gooey. And some people run, you know, just a regular standard break-in, which is, you know, pretty rich. I like to run 20% Byron's, and the lubrication I run, because I add Castrol and other stuff to it, I'm probably running, I'd say around a 14% lubrication. The more lubrication you want to run, the better. But I also got to remember, when you're running it really, really rich, when you're breaking it in, it's going to be, you're going to have to be careful with the idle. Because when it runs really thick and gooey like that, it tends to get loaded up a lot more, and you might have trouble with it quitting in the middle of idling, and you don't really want that. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything, but it's not good. You want to just continue. Once you fire it up and you keep it going, you don't want to have it be idling and then all of a sudden get too gunked up because you're running it way too fat and just quit on you and then start it again. You want that cycle has to just continue to be consistent and running all the time. I learned that from John and other guys, Adam Drake and, you know, Ty Tessman's dad. You know, these are guys that I learned the different break-in procedures. Now everybody has theirs, you know, and there's different ones. But I mean, that's just the basics. So anyway, I don't want to get all into break-in. That's a whole other video. We'll talk about that when I get my motors modded and get them back. We'll do a whole break-in thing, and you guys will see me break them in and how I go through all that and so forth. Anyway, so we're going to talk about a few things. Tire issues, like I've been telling you guys. I just got done inspecting the Badlands. Now, this is, keep in mind, I'm running a modded motor. Okay? I don't know if you can see. I mean, they're coming undone. Reminds me of that Korn song. I'm coming undone, no way. I love that song. I don't know if you guys know who Korn is. Another one of my favorite bands. Yeah, see the corners? See that? They're coming off, so I'm gonna have to re-glue some of these. You know what's funny is they don't, the outside, the front of the outside of the rim, I don't have any issue. It's on the inside. Maybe it's from when I'm turning. When you're turning, cornering, and you're nailing it, you're really putting more on it. On the inside of your tire. You know, well, yeah, see this one too? Yeah, not much. Some of them are coming loose pretty good. Oh, look at this one. Check this one out. See that? Coming on down there. Oh, this one's coming. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to run these at all for it. See, once I glue them, I'll let them set for at least a good 24 to 48 hours. Even though the glue's already dry by then, I just like to have it set and not, you know, run them at all. So, anyway, those are the issues. I've got to re-glue those tires. That's after a gallon of a modified motor, a gallon of fuel on those Badlands, and the DE racing rims. Now, it doesn't matter about the rims or not. The tires is the issue. I believe that I might not even re-glue them. What I should probably do is take them apart, pull them apart, and change the inserts. But I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to do that. I've got a few pair of them, and I'm going to run the Techno, I think, next. But anyway, we're going to talk about some pipes. We're going to talk about some clutches, kind of where the muggy's at. You know, we're going to get into the paint scheme. You can see I got my paints on here ready to go. We got the body. Oh, quick update. So I call Pro. This is what I'm talking about. So I call, I sent an email to the company, whatever the hell their name is, that I got these from. Force RC, and told them, listen, people, you sent me a body. The box was all beat to hell. Okay. And then when I open it and I checked this body that I just paid almost $40 for, it's damaged. And you're holding my project up, and my peoples, the Nitro Nation out there, waiting for the Muggy to start doing his paint job thing. And I'm like, now I can't, because I gotta wait on your ass. So I'm not too happy. And I try, in the past, I think I've been a little aggressive with these guys. Just because, there's times where I put up with so much bullshit from these companies that I get pissed off, and I'm not nice. There's no being nice. Because if you're real nice, now this is what I wrote. I said, I received the body, it is damaged. The box that it was shipped in was pretty damaged. I'm very disappointed in this transaction. I expect a new body ASAP. You have 24 hours to respond, or I will begin my full, horrible review of this company and the situation, and I will pursue further matters. I'm trying to be nice. This was part of an important YouTube build that many have been waiting for, and now it's delayed, so please resolve this kindly. Thank you. Have a good day. Here are some pictures of the damage. It is hard to tell because the body is clear, but I tried my best to capture what I could, and the box came fairly beat up too and wasn't well packaged. If you would like the body sent back, I can. Just will ask that I will not have to pay for the shipping because it was not my fault. Please get back to me ASAP. Now that's a nice video. My daughter edited that because it wasn't that nice. I wasn't too happy. My daughter's like, Dad, you can't be a dick. I said, well, I'm pissed. I've been waiting already a week for the damn thing, and then I get it, and it's, I don't know if you guys can see the damage. It's right here. See that corner right here? This corner piece? Yeah, that was pushed this way. I had to pop it back in. So, yeah, excuse my language. When I seen that, I was like, motherfuckers. So, this is their response. It says, we are sending you a replacement. The order is blah, blah, blah. This will ship out today. There is no need to return the damaged one. We are sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you, Brenda, customer. Now, that's what I'm talking about. See, if you don't, some people won't even say that shit. They'll just take your medicine and smile. The Muggy? Hell no. Now, I did a video before, and I will tell you, man, when you're doing the shipping and receiving shit, you gotta be on it, man, because otherwise you're gonna get screwed. And unless you just have money to throw away, then that's cool. Maybe when I was a rookie, I'd be like, oh, well, I don't want to hassle it. You know what? Not only did they sent me a brand new body, they told me to keep this one. So I got 2 free bodies. I got 2 bodies for the price of 1. So the Muggy scored. It's not totally damaged, although, when I paint this is going to show up a little bit. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see if I can put some kind of, I don't even know if I can put a picture over it. I might, when I do the picture thing, I might put a small picture in the corner. I don't know which one of these will fit. So maybe I'll put Two-Face in there. So let me show you. I got to get my stand because I'm going to show you how. Let's get into this paint thing because I know this is something that I wanted to show you guys how the paint thing works. First of all, the materials you're going to need. This is your picture glue. Now let's see if you guys want to do this. If you don't, then do whatever. It's pretty easy to do though. It's part number Z001 picture glue. It's by, what the hell is the company name? I don't know. Just called picture glue. Dries clear and flexible. It's a little tiny thing. It's like 8 something, $10 by the time you get it. Anyway, you're going to need a Sharpie. Obviously, you're going to need some X-Actos, very sharp ones. Okay, your paints. I haven't decided on the paint thing. I haven't decided. The first thing I'm going to do is start deciding where I'm going to put these pictures, how they're going to fit. And before that, you have to get a comic book. People that are into comic books are probably thinking like, holy shit. You got a comic book, first of all, that's not, I paid $5 for this comic book, but this is one that had all the Batman's enemies. Gotham's greatest gangsters. Like I said, Batman has the most popular enemies that we've come to know. Here's the Joker. Now this picture, I really like it, but it's so big, I don't even know where the hell I would even put it on here. I want to put this sucker right on the front of the freaking chassis somehow. I still might. But when you're putting these pictures in here, keep in mind where the body is creased, and you try to press them in there. Sometimes it works. I mean, when I did this one here, I did the same thing on Captain America, and he was kind of creased here. I mean, he came out okay. You can see how, you know, I mean, this is the first body that I did. I mean, the second, yeah. No, this is the first body I did like this. Second one was the God of War. So, I'm hoping, this one came out okay, but if you really look close at it, you know, the Muggy Maniac. I'm just OCD. So, I think it came out okay. Some people are like, wow, that's so awesome. I mean, yeah, it looks cool. But if you really start looking close at it, you can see the flaws in it. You know, but it was my first. And you know, and I do know we got to be careful when you're putting the pictures in. See how that kind of cracked right there? You can't put too much glue on there, but you don't want to put, like, not enough. You know, so the same thing happened when I did the God of War. I think, yeah, when you put too much glue, you'll crack it a little bit. You know, I mean, it's not coming off or anything, but, you know, I could have done better. I mean, this was like my first one doing this. Now, Velocity Magazine will show you, there's a guy that did one Star Wars. You can YouTube it if you want. Kind of shows you, you know, and the first thing you want to do is you got to cut out the body, first of all. Okay? Before we get into it, you got to cut out the body, usually. Now, the cool thing I liked about this is a Proline body, but it's for the Mugen. This is the stock MBX8 body that comes on the new MBX8 Truggies, Mugens. Okay? Now, they have two aftermarket ones. Proline has one that's called the Hawk, which is a little bit different design. It's kind of more along similar design to this one. This one is called the Enforcer. Now, I was going to get another one like this, the Enforcer, but I was like, well, it's kind of squarish, even though I like this body. That's going to be my basher. This is also going to be my basher. The next body I do, you know, so this is kind of a free-for-all, so to speak. I'm going to do the villains on here. The next one that I do, the body that the other one they're sending me, I think I'm going to do Star Wars. But, like the one that I've seen, I don't want to do, I can either do two ways. Star Wars villains, which would be cool, Darth Vader, all the Star Wars bad guys. You know, Emperor Palpatine, you know, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, you know, Stormtroopers, Imperial Guards. I was thinking maybe like, you know, Boba Fett on there. I don't know. I love Star Wars, so I'm thinking of doing some kind of Star Wars one, but different. I've seen a Star Wars one. Guy had Darth Vader, Stormtroopers. It was pretty cool. But I'm going to do something different. I don't know. I like, you know, Yoda. Maybe I might throw, you know, maybe I might do the Jedi one. Yoda, Luke, you know, stuff like that. Or, I don't know, R2-D2. I don't know. There's so much stuff to do with Star Wars. Anyway, the Muggy Maniac's brain's turning right now. So, if you have to cut it out, you cut it out. But this body was cool because everything was pre-cut. And I was just lucky because this is for the MBX8. They didn't change the body mounts at all on the new 8. As far as I know, the MBX8, the difference from the 7 is the 8, they changed the front end. Not the geometry, just the length, wider. A couple other things. No major changes. I mean, Mugen doesn't need to change much. It's why? It's already perfect. It's already race proven. It already wins races and makes lots of podium finishes and finished, what, second or third in the world with Mayfield last year. You know? Mugens, they don't need to do much of Mugen. Mugens, they're badass. So you don't need to do much of them. They win. You know, but they did change some stuff. But anyway, so this body here is pre-cut already. If you don't know anything about bodies, I'm sure some of you guys do, they peel from the outside. So I can write on here, and you're gonna need to. Well, you don't have to write on here, and sometimes I'll trace certain lines on here when I'm doing my graphics or whatever. That way, it'll help line me up with my masking. And it's not going to affect the body because this shit's going to peel off anyway. So anyway, the only thing I had to cut out in this is the motor, where the cooling fin sticks out. I think I'm going to widen. This is a good idea. I didn't know this, but if you make these the way the post mounts are oval, like I'm going to widen these a little bit in the front and back. And what that does, when you put different headers on, or different exhaust on, instead of having to mess with, altering your cutting too much out down here, all you have to do is move the body back because of oval shapes. That's what the guy did when because the guy raced this Mugen before I had it. See, I didn't even notice that. That's what he did. See how they're oval shape? That way you can shift the body back and forth. Because certain exhaust, the stinger's going to be up or back, or you know what I'm saying? It's just that way you don't have to, do all the cutting and fuck up your body. Excuse my language. But so anyway, this the Mugen is all. It's cleaned up. We got her cleaned up. I didn't pull her down completely, but I did pretty much do everything but take apart the front end and the rear end and the diffs. They weren't that bad, but I did thoroughly hand clean them. And that's just the Muggy, man. I clean my shit. Even though I didn't tear it down, this has a full detail. Now I will bash it 2 more times, and then by that time we will start breaking it all the way down again. And by that time I think it's time for me. Usually I would say every 20 tanks of fuel, check your diffs, open them up. I guarantee they're going to be dirty and gritty and stuff and brownish, and that's when it's time to change your diff oil. You want to keep your diff oils nice and fresh, or you can just go by feeling it. You'll take the diff oil and you'll turn your outer drives, and if it's starting to feel loose, especially if you have 100K in the middle, 50 on the front, 50 on the rear, if you're running stock mod, you want to make sure that it's nice and gummy and hard to turn. When it's turning real easy, it's pretty much time to change. So anyway, that's for mods. If you don't have modded motors, you shouldn't even be running 50,000, or you shouldn't even be running 100,000. If I was running a stock 28.8, I would be running, I would run 80,000 in the middle, and I would run 40 in the front and 40 in the rear. That's just me. You don't need to run the heavy. It's for modded motors. A stock motor, you're gonna kill that motor, so to speak. So anyway, yeah, she's looking decent. So you're gonna cut out the pictures. Obviously, this is what you do. You cut them out. I've got a few different ones. Got some Joker. Let's see, who else do we got? We got Mr. Two-Face here. And, this one I want to put it, but I don't know where I'll put this. One's kind of big, too. We got this one here. We got Bane. They say this is the second most physical badass only to one person. Batman. Batman will beat his ass, but Bane slaps Batman around pretty good. I mean, look at the guy. The guy's freaking roided out. The guy's roided. He's a roid monster. Anyway, so we got you guys there. Can you guys see? See a little bit? See what's going on with the Muggy? Okay, so I will explain this. So what you do with these is, obviously, after your body's ready, clean your body very thoroughly. What I would do is take it, clean it, especially when you do a lot of cutting. If you have to do cutting or whatever, I mean, obviously I just had to cut the where the motor goes. But clean it on the, because you gotta remember, everything's coming on the inside, so you got to be careful. Scratching the inside, whatever, is going to affect the way the paint sticks. It's going to, once you paint over it, it's going to show up. Okay, this thin coat here is going to, before I paint it, even though it has a coat, a plastic all over it on the outside that peels off, I even tape all around the edges, because sometimes that stuff, the paint will get underneath these. It's not like it's sealed tight. Clean it really good. Little Dawn dish soap. clean it out, air it out, wipe it out real good. Okay, once you're done with that, the first thing you're going to do with this paint picture things is you're going to decide where you want them. Because you got to remember, they're coming out, you're putting them. Can you guys see that? You guys see that? You're putting them from the inside. Okay? Like, I'd love to put him right, but I can't put him over the window. He's just so big. He wouldn't even fit anywhere. He might, maybe, I'd have to cut him down. He would fit on the back right here. But that one's kind of big. Now the Joker one, this is kind of cool. This one I might put right here. I think that looks pretty sick. So what you do when you decide where you want to put your characters, okay? You guys see that? When you decide where you want to put your characters, what you're going to do, you take a Sharpie, okay? And you're going to trace the character where he's going to go. Give yourself a little bit of room. And once you trace it, then I'll mark on it Joker. Because that's where I know the Joker picture goes. Just to remind yourself. Now, before you even do anything, after that, when you just cut all that, you'll have all these markings so you know where everything goes. You're going to take a piece of fine, like this, fine, not the coarse, fine sandpaper, and where the picture's going to go, you want to rough that up. Don't worry, it's not going to show through once the glue goes on there. It's just to help it stick better. You're going to want to rough that area up with the sandpaper, blah, 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 rough all those areas up. Once you're done with that, again, take some, like, either alcohol swabs or just wipe the dust off it once you sand that down. That makes it nice and rough, so the glue's going to stick better. Now, what you're going to do with this stuff here, you're going to need paint brushes. So you're going to get a bunch of paint brushes, okay, and you're going to take the glue. Where's my paintbrushes at? You're going to take the glue. And you can use whatever paintbrushes you want. See? You take the glue, dab it in the glue, take the picture. First of all, you're going to put glue on the front of it, okay? Once you put the glue on the front of it, then carefully line it up inside where it's going to go. Put the picture in there, press it really good, and then once you do that, then turn it over. Oops, turn it over. And once you turn it over, make sure you cover the back of the picture as well. But be careful. Just cover it because you don't want it all over the place. If you don't have steady hands, don't even do any of this. A matter of fact, don't even get into painting. If you don't have steady hands, because some people are like that. They don't have real steady hands, and that's why they don't paint. If you're just one of those all-thumb guys, awkward, whatever, I don't call it awkward, but if you're just one of those guys that you don't have the patience to do that. First of all, you don't have patience, you shouldn't be in nitro anyway, like I told you guys. But anyway, get it painted for somebody. It's going to cost you, man. I mean, I told you guys, well, not you guys, but I told one guy, I will do one of these bodies for somebody. Okay, I'm not pro at it, for very cheap. But you have to pay for the materials. I'm not going to pay for the materials. I'm just going to charge you for me doing it. So, I mean, I might even do the pictures for you. But I'm not, if you want me to buy the paints, and that's going to cost you. I know why these guys will charge you $150. If you wanted a custom paint job for me to do it and everything, it takes a lot. I don't really want to get into that because, I'm not running no paint services here. I would for certain people. Depends. Like for Wick Pete, if Wick Pete wanted, and he wanted to pay me for it, I'd do it for him. So you'd have to get the body, ship it to me with all the paints. I'll supply the paint brushes and other stuff, but you find a comic book with the pictures in it you want. I'll even cut them out because I have to do that. You have to have, when you cut these pictures out, you can't just cut it out. You got to really try to get the edge of the picture. Because before, like if you guys look, when I did this one, this was the only one that I was pissed that I did. When I did the God of War, see the white in here? I should have cut that shit out. I was pissed. This one is not the way you want to do it. I should have traced his body more. You know what I'm saying? like this. So when I did these, I traced them very good. It was best I could. I mean, I'm even talking trace the fingers. Don't just cut the finger area. I mean, that's going to make it look better, the detail. I mean, you do what you want. Joker there. You know, I'm even thinking of Ivy. Well, we know Ivy was a villain. She's a villain. She's hot. Ivy's always been hot. I don't know. I might put Ivy. Ivy might get a spot right on top there. Just because I think Ivy's sexy. This picture is anyway. So anyway, I got Ivy there. I got Two-Face. I got Mr. Sandman here. I got another small picture of Bane. That one's probably the only one I'll be putting on of Bane because it's not real big. There's some other ones here that I might cut out. These are more of the old school comic pictures of Joker, Mr. Freeze. I might throw him in there somewhere. You know, we got Batman himself. There's another Ivy, but, you know. Oh, there's the Riddler. Riddler's cool. There's another picture of the Riddler in here, too. But I think I already butchered that picture. Well, no, I could still get his body. Part of him, anyway. I might put the Riddler in there. Riddler's cool. These are like older Batman pictures. Some of this magazine was just, you know, the one that I could find that had all the Batman's, you know, enemies in here, all the villains. So anyway, so once you put the glue in there on the inside and you get the picture on there, you once I put all these pictures in there, I'm gonna let it dry for at least a day. I might do that, you know, because today is Friday. By the way, I think, did I mention Brappy Friday? Happy Brappin' Friday. So we're gonna do a fun fact in this video too. But that's the painting thing. If you guys want more information on that, and how to really get into doing it, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I spent enough time already. Velocity Magazine, YouTube. Just YouTube, punch in painting bodies. And there'll be one, say Velocity Magazine, that shows the guy doing a buggy. I think it's an E-word buggy, but it's a Star Wars one. And he shows you kind of how you do it. All the procedures. But it's not hard, man. And it makes it unique. It's your own. I'm telling you, when you see this finished, when I'm done, it's going to be sick. Trust me. You guys are going to be like, dude, that's badass. A lot of people would trip out and say, when they seen the one I did, the techno one, they're like, how did you paint that? The pictures like that? How did you get Superman and Captain America? Man, it just looks cool. So anyway, that's how you do that. I got a lot of, I'm not in any hurry to do it, so I'm just taking my time. I'm still not even sure the pictures where they're going to go yet, but I'll figure that out. But anyway, so pipes. We got talking about pipes. Now, I watched some videos about pipes. Now, let me tell you about pipes. Okay? And I know... Oh, there's one other thing. I totally forgot. Now, I need to get this off my chest because you guys need to know this, and I think it's important. Now, I know I talked in the past about me downsizing my channel. There's guys that I don't really care to be on there that are not even into Nitro. There's a lot of people I can't control who views my videos. Okay, but I can control who comments. So I don't really want people commenting on my video that have no weight, no depth to what they're saying. So this is I'm laying this out there because what's happening is guys or newbies or people that are trying to learn this are asking questions to me, Muggy Maniac, and there's other guys that are jumping in and trying to answer them. Now, I appreciate you guys trying to help out and, you know, throwing in what you know or what you think you know, and that's the problem because a lot of you guys that are saying things, it's not very accurate. Am I the authority of everything? No, but this is my channel and this is the way that I roll. These are my rules. You play by my rules or you don't play at all. You don't have to be on my channel. I really don't care. But this is my channel, and, you know, I feel I know enough to where when I give somebody the information, it's pretty accurate. And if I don't have 100% facts or proof or I don't believe what I'm saying, then I'm not going to just say it. I don't just say shit to say it. I tell you shit because this is what I learned, and more importantly, it's worked for me. Now, if I was just saying it and I wasn't showing you anything of my vehicles, you know, how they run, how they tune, how they perform, you know, and all that, then what I say, you know, obviously wouldn't have any weight. But when you hear me talk about what I talk about, then I show you videos of how I handle situations and how I troubleshoot and how I tune and how I do all the things. When I show it to you, well, obviously seeing is believing. The proof's in the pudding. right? Okay, so I think I know enough of to say what I'm saying. And if I can't tell you the absolute of a question you might have or something you might be trying to learn, I will tell you where to get it. I'll tell you go check out Adam's video, check out this guy, check out that guy, check out John, Mr. Za, because he'll inform you. Or check out Elite, or check out Raja. Raja's the guy. You know, I'm not gonna just say, you know, I don't care to. I'm not looking for ratings and a pat on the back. I'm just trying to help people. That's all. Plain and simple, man. I don't know how many times I sound like a broken record. You know, if you want me to help you, I'll help you. If you don't, then whatever. Figure it out yourself. Sometimes you're gonna have to. So anyway, when somebody asks me a question on comments on the videos, don't take it upon yourself to answer it unless your name is Muggy Maniac. Unless they ask you. Okay? Because that's pissing me off. There's guys that are jumping in, you guys know who you are jumping in on conversations that it's an A and B conversation, and you heard that expression, you need to see your way out of it. Okay? If he says so-and-so, what do you think about this? That's different. But most of these, I mean all of these questions are directed towards me. And the next time I catch somebody commenting on something that the person didn't ask you, it was a question for me, you will be kicked off of my channel. I'll boot your ass off. And I don't care. You can still watch, but you're not commenting, you're done. And not just only commenting, I'm probably really don't give two shits about you now because you pissed me off. Or because you made something stupid. There's already guys that are already blocked and making comments already, and they know who they are. And they're going to continue to watch my videos, or they're not. I don't care less. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not going to lose any sleep if, you know, half a dozen or half my subscribers unsubscribe. Or give me thumbs up or thumbs down. You think I'm going to lose any sleep? Hell no. As long as there's one guy like a whip key out there, or you know, or some of the other guys, you know, the new guys that are on my channel, as long as there's those guys out there that are interested and want to learn and that I'm helping, that's all that matters. I don't care about anything else or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll. So anyway, I had to say that. If I check my comments next time and whoever it is answering a question that wasn't directed towards you, you're shut off my channel. You're no longer going to make comments. Sorry. So I'm only going to tell you guys once. Okay? So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you go to make a comment and you can't make a comment, you're blocked. Okay? And just let it be known, if you are blocked, you're not on my radar no more. So really the Muggy Maniac doesn't care, you know, or to even want to help you anymore. I'm done with you. That's it. Okay? I won't even respond to you anymore. Well, you can't make any comments to me anyway. I mean, and some of you guys have my email. You can go ahead and email me if you want. Email me, and I can block you emailing too. So it doesn't matter. This is technology. I know that much. I'm not a, you know, like I said, I'm not the computer guru, but I know enough to where I can, you know, and if I don't, I go to my daughters. My daughters are pretty smart. They're smarter than I am. I don't know how that happened. You know, I mean, they are my daughters. It must have skipped some generations. They didn't get their brains yet from me. I mean, my oldest daughter, she's like a calculus. You know, I mean, and the younger one, she's more like me. My younger daughter, she's more like me. You know, not the sharpest tack in the box, so to speak, but she's got stick-ativity, and she's never gives up. She's a hard little busy bee. The other one, a little bit lazier, but because it comes naturally, because she's Miss Brainiac, smarty pants. Okay, but anyway, so that's what I want to say about that. So okay, well, we're talking about pipes. All right, let's. We're getting 40 minutes here, so I don't want to go too much longer. The longer I make these videos, the longer it takes me to upload it. So pipes. I'm messing with pipes. The Muggy Maniac right now, where he's at, he's in the pipe scene. I'm in the pipes and the clutch right now. So obviously, you've seen the Pico run on the MBX. Does it have a lot to do with the platform? Yes and no. Okay. Diffs definitely are the main reason. It is one of the key components on your platform that's going to cause you to hook up, not hook up, how it handles and all that. Okay, but what's connected to your diffs? The motor, obviously, right? That's turning your diffs. So, The clutch setup that I have in this, the tune that I have in this Pico .28, it's a by the way, it's a Pico P3.28. $135 by the time it's shipped to your door, with no plug though. Okay, and if you want to know the plug, you can ask me, or you can figure it out yourself, whatever. But for $150, man, this is the cheapest .28 quality. Okay, this is even better quality than an LRP. Okay. And a lot of motors out there. Pico is one of the tops. I would say one of the top motor manufacturers right now, and this is just my opinion, okay, because I have them all, is Pico, Reds, and Novarasi. And OS too. OS is good quality. But OS is just so expensive. But I'm talking .28s, you know, okay? And, well, you can't even talk .28s. As far as the Reds, are only .21s. And by the way, people, what's going on over here? Looks like we got there's somebody missing. We have and I didn't get the clutch put up on this one. I was just getting the, making sure that the hole was cut out for the body, for the motor. Let's take this, right here. See that, people? We'll do it, John. Shout out, Mr. Bodegel, if you watch this video. Here, look at that. That's a modded Nova 20.8, modded by RB Mods. Rick Brake. John likes that ZA thing. That's his thing, man. That's why I used to use it, and I'm like, I don't use it because, you know, that's his shit. You know, mine's more like the here's the muggy does. Bam! How's that? That's a muggy's little saying there. Bam! Look at that. How about that? You want that? Bam! Want some of that? You don't want none of this, Mr. You know who. With your RTR, oh yeah? Here, I got your RTR. My Reds will handle your RTR. Bam! Spink that ass. Here you go. And then we got another modded Pico. Bam! Look at that. Bam! Or for Mr. Za. Or what does he say? Zanica Fed. Like that's the full word. Anyway, so we got a little Italian meeting here. Got a meeting of the 3 Italians. Okay. I remember when I got these modded, that's what I did my video. I think that one got deleted too. It was called The 3 Wise Italians. And remember, one of these motors is influenced by the other 2. And what I mean by that, the Reds is Mario, his father, started Novarasi. So you got Novarasi influence on the Reds as far as a lot of the design. And you have the block being made by Pico. So that's why Reds are pretty sick motors, because it's a combination of a Nova and a Pico and an OS. So we're going to, before we get into this pipes and this clutch thing, let me give you the Fun Fact Friday, since we're talking about the Italian motors here. Okay, Caesar Novarasi. Okay, and this, you can study, research it, Google it, whatever. These are all facts that I'm going to tell you. From people that I know also, that know Mario Novarasi, people that I know that have raced for Reds, okay? Some of them work and used to work with A-Main. But anyway, Novarasi, Caesar Novarasi was the founder of Novarasi, okay? Whenever it was founded, I don't know, before I was born probably, okay? Now, Novarasi is in Monticello, Brussati, Italy. Okay, the father, Caesar, ran the company for many years. Mario obviously grew up in this industry, you know, being his father was making nitro motors. So anyway, Novarasi, as you know, became really big. Blah 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 blah. So anyway, fast forward, when Caesar Novarasi died. Okay, now this was going on while he was still alive. Now I'm going to put this out there. Some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't. And it's not to throw Mario under the bus, but I think it's important that you know. Mario was doing some shady shit on the side. You know, Mario and then the guys that are in the industry that have been around a while, and especially guys that modify motors and certain people that know him will tell you firsthand. So, you know, Mario was stealing motors out the back of the Novarasi, of the factory. Why his old man was still alive, okay, and on his deathbed even. How long he was doing it, I don't know. All I know is he sold thousands and thousands of motors. And the prices of the motors, you do the math. A couple $1,000,000 he probably got. And he was selling them on the side. Maybe that's how he had the money to start his own company, Reds. So anyway, when Caesar, his dad, died, Mom took over. Now, whether Dad knew what Mario was doing, I don't know, or just whatever reason, didn't decide to turn it over to his son, which is kind of odd. Gave all power of authority as far as the business-wise to Mrs. Novarossi, his wife, and Mario's mom. She eventually just took over, and I think she found out, and or somebody did, and caught Mario, whatever, and fired him. So Mario got fired from Novarossi. That's when he went to Reds and started his own thing. He took some of the guys from Novarossi, some of the engineers and designers, and he knew guys that worked for OS that no longer work, that used to work for OS. So he took the technology and the know-how of Novarossi and OS. So that's why a lot of the design of Reds is pretty crazy, because you got guys that used to work with OS and guys used to work for Novarossi. So you kind of, I mean, if you look at a Reds, I mean, think about it. You got an OS, as far as the designing and the technology, you got OS and Novarossi technology in it. You got manufacturing and machining quality of Pico and Novarossi. Okay, so I mean, that's why these motors, they're not the biggest motors, because they only make .21s, but they're one of the best quality motors out there. There's others, but you know, the Reds, they're quality. I mean, they might not be the fastest or the most, you know, whatever, but quality wise, machining wise, engineering, yeah, they're probably, if not the best, one of the best. Now, Novarossis and Picos are great too, and OSs. But you got to remember, when you're talking about OSs, you're talking about a rice burner. LRP's not even in the picture. Besides LRPs, the .21s are made by OS now. So, I mean, OS is just, I don't even put that in the conversation because it's a Japanese-made motor. It's not even on the same page as Italians. Okay? So anyway, so Mario, he's the one that started Reds. He's building the Reds. Some guys still don't like him because of how he is. You could see where the guy is money hungry, which is what probably caused him to steal. He just wanted more. He was greedy, one of those greedy people, and which kind of sucks. And I think that's pretty shitty, because his dad, you know, was, I think, sick before, you know, obviously sick before he died, and I think Mario was still jacking motors. So, and I'm not just making this up. You can do the research. Ask guys that ask Rick at RB Mods. I've asked a few other mode modders, guys that I know that race for Reds, that work at A-Main and used to work at A-Main. These are people that are in the industry. I'm not in the industry. You know, I'm just a hobbyist and a nitro head. But I have connections, and I talk to guys all the time, and they told me the same thing. Rick wasn't too excited when he modded this Red. As a matter of fact, check this out. This is funny. This is how you know Mario, when he does the motor inspections, when he's done, he dynos him, and most of them, from what I was told, Mario dynos all the Reds personally, and then once he dynos them and he's satisfied with the dyno, he autographs the side of the motor. Now this here used to say Mario Rossi. See what it says? It says Rick Brake. Rick doesn't like Mario because he thinks he's a piece of shit. And rightfully so, because of what he did. So when he modded this motor, and he wasn't had a problem with modding it, he wasn't really excited about it because he doesn't like Mario. But he said, hey, Mario doesn't even make these motors anyway. He knows they're made by Pico and everything. So anyway, it's just Mario's name on it. But he took this motor and he grinded where it said Mario Rossi. And look, he put his name on it, Rick Brake. I noticed that, and I was like, hey, I tripped out on that because I know he signs the motors on the side of them. Like you'll see this one? Same thing. Rick Brake. See the Pico? Rick Brake. Rick signs, you know, and then he signs the head, and he signs inside of the crank too. So anyway, I think that was funny. When I told him that, he goes, yeah. I thought, you know, I go, well, that's cool, because it's your motor now. You did the work to it. Wasn't Mario's in the first place, but Rick is the one that modified that Red, so he should put his name all over it. It's got Rick tattoos all over my modded motors, because Rick's the one that's doing the work. You know, Rick's going to be modding my LRP .32, and he's going to be modding my OS and probably another number. He's going to motor some more motors for me, many more motors. Like I said, by the end of this year, I want to have at least a dozen modified motors. And you can say what you want, oh, modify. And even Adam Drake, I've seen a video, and he's not too much on modified. But see, he races. Why should he be? Modified doesn't concern him. We, the people of Nitro Nation, we, the bashers that aren't racing, okay, we want modified. Oh, I know, I want modified shit. If stock does anything for you and that gets you fired up, then go for it, man. But I tell you one thing, if you've never ran a modified, that's why I tell you, run these motors stock, break them in, get a feel for them, don't put more than a gallon through them, get them nice and breaking in, mess with them, tune them, do all your thing, then mod them, get them back, man, you'll be like, holy shnikes. This is a whole different animal now. This is a whole different Rex Legend compared to my stock. Stock's badass though, okay? But this is like, you know, same thing with the Reds. I ran that red stock. Now it's an animal. I mean, it already was an animal. Now it's a ballistic beast now. This one I have never run stock, so I don't know. I want to get another one of these, which I am. I'm going to get another one of these. And I think I'm going to get another one of Reds. See, I like these three motors are my favorites. This is the only 21 that I really need. Made for my buggy, my MBX buggy, and I maybe get another one, so when I get another buggy, I can put it in there. I like this Reds motor. I never ran any other Reds, but I like this one. If I can find another one like this for 150 bucks, what I paid for it, with less than a gallon, I'm over it. I'm on that shit like a hobo on a hot dog. Seriously, because I will never pay 300 plus for a .21. If you're racing, different story, and I still wouldn't pay that. Go for it. Raja pays 3 something for those FXs, overpriced in my opinion. Why pay $300 for a .21 when I can get this badass modified? Now, like I said, if that .21 gets you all jacked up, and if you're that into racing, you know, then that's what you do. But that's why I'm not really into racing, because that's not going to do anything. Especially since I've tasted modified big motors. Man, come on, man. That's like riding a, you know, or driving a freaking Pinto, and then you get in a badass, you know, big block 454 V8 in anything, Chevy truck, whatever it is, you know. Are you excited to get back in your Pinto? Hell to the no. If you are, then you got me fucked up. So anyway, so pipes real quick. I only got a few minutes. We're going to end this another hour video. So you guys probably won't see this till later on. It's going to take forever. But pipes. Now real quick, I am going to run the Pico. This is a Pico badass pipe. This is about the closest to a 086-ish that you can. It's a Pico EFRA 2120. A-Main carries them with the header. They're like $100. This is the Nova 41032 that I'm running on it. I've never seen anybody run this pipe with this header. Header has a lot to do with it. This header gives you a lot of bottom end, and it gives you a lot of top. Not a lot of mid. This is not a mid header, but that's where the pipe comes in. This pipe is probably more of a bottom and mid pipe. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to scream this baby. This is going to go on the Nova Rossi modified 28.8. We're going to throw that Pico and that Nova Rossi 41032, and we'll see how that goes. Clutch setup. This is my clutch I showed you guys in the last video. I am mimicking that clutch setup because I want to put this same setup as the Pico that I just ran on the Nova and see. Now, obviously they're different motors, and we're going to see how that same setup, same clutch setup that I ran on the Pico, we're going to see how that runs on the Nova Rossi 28.8. Okay? 2 carbons, 2 aluminum, light springs on the carbon. Light springs on the carbon, heavy springs on the aluminum. Okay? 14 pinion. Good to go. Got another clutch, 4-shoe clutch I'm setting up. So I've only got, I think, 3 or 4 4-shoe clutches. I need to get more. Truggies, run them. Buggies, you really don't. Buggies, you're good. 3-shoe. Get the Max Life 3-shoe clutch shoes by Dynamite. If you need a part number, hit me up. Dynamite, Max Life, Serpent makes really good ones, affordable, and King Heads makes some good affordable clutch shoes, force shoe for the force shoe. So I recommend those. So anyway, clutches are set up. Pipes, you want to run these triangular headers are better for modded motors and better if you want that just nasty bottom end. If you want to get smooth and you're running a .21 or even a .25, run this type of conical header. This is like a 41031-ish. This is the Works pipe. This is another great pipe here. EFRA 2058. A-main, again, $100. Pipes are going to run you for for a good top quality pipe with a header, you're going to pay about $100 or more. This one here, I think 2015, it won some of the top 10 guys racing in the world ran this pipe at the IFMAR Worlds. I did some history on it. Works. Italian pipe, man. Remember, these are all Italian pipes, by the way. This is Italian. Pico's Italian. No Verassi. These are the best pipes that I have right now, but I got more coming. I'm going to try out that Triton soon, and I don't know if I'm going to even get an end bleed. I might not. Who cares? End bleed doesn't mean nothing to me. It's not really that much of a game changer, although it does increase your performance. I'm not going to say it doesn't from what I've seen from other guys running it and John, but it's not going to make or break me as far as that much. It's not that much more than a 9886 or this Pico or even a Works or even a 086. I've got 086s, or OFNA 086. It's just a lot of noise. That's why a lot of guys, especially Mr. Za, likes the main reason is because the end bleed, it just makes noise. It just screams and makes children, run away and dogs, start howling. I guess. I'm not saying I'm not going to get one. I just, it's not on my list right like now. So, especially like I said, until they can tell me they're going to ship my shit in a box so it don't come jacked up like my body just did. My point. Exactly, then it's it's gonna stay with what I got, and I don't really care to spend $130 on something that's gonna come like that. So I'm still not decided. We'll make a game day decision, as I should say, if I'm gonna run the Techno next, or if I'm gonna run the Muggy. I really want to run the Muggy. I don't run it that much, so I like to keep it from getting, just sitting and collecting dust. But we need to get the Techno out there, man. I love this Techno, man. I know a lot of guys like to see the Techno too, man. I mean, these are my two, what one guy said, creme de la creme. This is my creme de la creme, my Kobe beef, my filet mignon right here, people. Techno and the Mugen. So anyway, I'll keep you updated on that body. That's all I got. We're hitting an hour already, which I kind of expected. So anyway, that's all I got. By the way, again, if you guys want a good, especially newbies or whatever, good for the field, Kinexis, $25 with shipping. I really like this whole set. It's working out really well. It's not MIP obviously, but these you're gonna have to invest in sooner or later. You're gonna have to, unless you want to continue to have issues like you will continue to have. So, all right, that's what I got. Clutch setup. We got pipes, testing pipes, and painting bodies and tires to glue and so forth. So anyway, that's all I got, people. You guys have an awesome weekend. Hopefully you guys will see the next video, which will be this weekend. We'll do some brapping. We'll do some more brappage, and I might I'll let you know where I am on this the body. But it's pretty cool. I'm getting another body, so I'm gonna have like 3 bodies all of a sudden for my MBX7, which means guess what? You gotta get a new one for the Techno. Techno only has one. This is, I guess, becoming my bash body, and I really didn't want it to be. But that's okay. I'm going to get another JC Concepts and make it another sick paint job. So, alright, people. That's all the Muggy Maniacs got. Remember what I said. If I catch people trying to answer my questions, You know, and like I said, I don't want to be a dick. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys trying to help out, you know, other guys that have questions. But the question isn't even towards you. Your name's not Muggy Maniac, so don't be answering questions that are directed towards me. Okay? And a lot of times you guys are answering them and you're not even really accurate at what you're answering. And that's what I'm talking about. Unless you have over at least 2 years solid of experience in 8-scale, nitro, buggy, chuggy, muggy, you shouldn't be really be making comments. Okay, I don't even want to say 2 years, at least a year. If you have a year solid, okay, solid year of 8-scale nitro knowledge, okay, like, and I'm talking not Traxxas bullshit. I'm talking quality shit. Quality motors, quality pipes, you know, I mean, you know what you're talking about. Not just the quality shit, but, you know, you have experience on things, okay, about nitro. You shouldn't be making any comments. You should be just taking notes, and you should be asking more questions. I don't see enough guys asking enough questions. Matter of fact, the guys that are making all these comments are guys that aren't even asking questions, and those are the guys that think they know everything. And let me tell you, I don't even know shit, and I've been doing this 4 years solid. Okay, solid 4 years of nitro. Not here and there. Solid, eat, sleep, breathe, 24/7. Solid nitro for 4 years. Not a lot of people can say that. Okay, that's why I know a little bit more than most people, and I'm learning. I'm never going to stop learning, and I'm getting better. So anyway, yeah, just, you know, I don't want to have to start blocking people and shit and kicking people off my channel. I don't like doing that, you know what I mean? But I got to do what I got to do, you know. I got to protect the new guys and make sure that nitro stays pure, you know. So that's just the way that I roll. Like I said, these are my rules. This is my game, my rules. You play by my rules because it's my channel, or you don't get to play at all, okay? And that's just how I roll. So anyway, peace out. Make sure if your shit's sitting on the shelf queening, shelf bitching, make sure you set the piston bottom dead center. A little muggy juice in there, after run oil, or whatever, 3-in-1, and, you know, take care of your shit, alright? Be kind to each other, you know, keep rapping. If I don't talk to you guys till whenever, everybody have an awesome Easter. Peace out.